open book. So I believe that. So nothing bite me down the road. So
Keep
like
going,
if I say
man. Don't worry
something
about it.
and then somebody try to say if I get bigger, somebody try to talk about me, say something in the comment, or even make a blog, I'd be like, yeah, I already talked about it. You know what I mean? Instead of trying to be like, oh, I didn't know they was going to say that and spread it. So being true to myself, though.
Transparency. I love that. Well, that's Sip the Motivational Kid. Welcome to the Tragedy Academy, a show created to bridge societal divides in a judgment-free zone using candor and humor. My name is Jay. Got Gary in studio. He's on day 2 of the recovery from the Rona. How's it going, brother?
Good. How you doing? I'm making it.
Oh, yeah. You got a little more bass in your voice
Yeah,
today.
a little bit. I slept for 1.3 hours. Good now.
1.3 hours. That's a new record.
Yes.
But you act like that's anything different from normal.
But I got Gatorade. This cures everything.
So, Sip the Motivational Kid, thank you for coming in today. I'm super excited to talk with you. You got some a really intense story to share, as well as some methods to get through trials and tribulations. I'm excited about it. First, let's talk about the name, Sip the Kid, or Sip the Motivational Kid.
Sip the Kid, man. Okay, so I live in Iowa. I was born in Iowa. Raised in Iowa, but half of my life I was raised in Mississippi. So the sip is kind of in the Mississippi.
Oh,
The kid part might sound crazy though. It's my aspect on life. So like I believe in like all the stuff I've been through and chasing your dreams. Sometimes you have to have a kid mindset. If you ask a kid right now, what do you want to be? They probably say a police on the moon. So I believe in that mentality. Or even a kid love hard because they haven't learned to hate and fear and be racist and all that, you know? So my kid mentality is how I look at life. Like I don't believe there's nothing I don't believe I can't do. Same with a kid. Or I trust the world. I trust the universe. If you drive your car with your kid is not looking out the window like, are we going to crash? They trust you. They trust what's going on. So I trust the world and the universe. That's what Sip the Kid. The kid is how my aspect on life. Like I'm free to love. It's like I unlearned everything that I learned, you know? Because a kid, you learn to fear, you learn to hate and everything. So I unlearned everything. I'm a kid at the heart with love.
God, that is so beautiful. Not the direction I was expecting, which I love even more. And I can tell you, I could not agree more with that philosophy. We just talked about it yesterday. We had Yeti Newenhouse on, and we were talking about how we are all children and we're perfect as our creation at that time, the way that we're made at that moment. And everything after that is something pushing against that authentic light that you are. Anything that you learn, anything that you take in from your society, your culture, your family, if it's a bad input, it's just like a computer, man. It's going to be a virus. It's going to stay there for life. I'll even throw it in for Gary. It's an ingredient in soup. You can't remove it.
He talks about soup constantly. I don't know what it is about soup.
I'm doing it extra now because
you know, we always talk about being kids and how we should do that more, but your perspective on it was a little different than what we've talked about. Something that I'll keep with me, because we talk about growing up and being so serious and not having fun and not having these joys of a kid, but you bringing up those perspectives of the learned behaviors that kids have and the distrust that we have as adults. That's a little bit of a different spin on it. That makes a lot of sense, because it's very easy to start distrusting everybody or to look at everybody negatively when you meet them just based on what other people have done. But kids, they're not like that. You know, they say drunk people and kids will always tell the truth. You know, it's like, I like that perspective on it for sure.
Yeah, adult make-believe has consequences, and people don't realize that. We're just extending the game we were playing as a kid, except now it has consequences and a long-term character. Whereas before, you could be a cowboy, you could be whatever football star running around the yard, and in all honesty, no damn difference. It's the person judging the volume of what it is that you're being at that moment. Your crowd can still make you a football fucking star. It's just your friends standing there saying you're a star. There's no difference.
And that's what I mean about learn. Like it's all about, you know, you telling that kid or person that you can't do that or that's not possible. And that's what I mean, you know, that's what I mean about the kid. But they believe their imagination is so crazy, you know, so.
This isn't a path that people stumble upon. This is a path that requires some trials and tribulations. I want to give a upfront disclaimer that we're going to talk about some very painful things, some traumatic experiences. And if that is something that you're triggered by, please, you know, find another method to consume the information. I don't want you guys hurt with this. Deandre, can you tell us about 2018 and the trials you went through?
Yeah, I can. So I'm gonna tell you the backstory and everything. So I had a younger brother. I'm the oldest of three kids. Younger brother, 21, right? In a truck, in a truck with people. They did a drive-by shooting. Someone died. So it's like I think it's like 4 or 5 of them in the truck. Drive-by shooting. He goes to jail for murder. He beat the case. He gets out. Some of them get locked up because they couldn't blame all of them, all the background story. But in the truck with some people, they did a drive-by shooting. Someone died. All of them in the truck. He's so happy to get my youngest brother get out. But when he get out, it's retaliation. Somebody's family died. There's rumors around the streets that he the one that did it and everything. So I remember this May 31st, 7 o'clock in the morning. I was actually getting ready to take my 4-year-old to a doctor appointment. That's a lot of stuff. See, I got a 4-year-old with a disability. Like she had to get like a 8-hour surgery, but it's off topic. But I had to take my daughter to an appointment at 7 o'clock. I get a call from my mom on the way to the doctor appointment saying that, hey, they think your brother is dead. And I remember like this, like it was yesterday. I actually hung up the phone and just threw it in the car. I don't know where it landed at. I just threw it. And they said they think it was my brother because when my brother went to jail, he had dreads. He had dreads and everything. But when he got out, he tried to change his appearance because he kind of figured he'd have a target on his back. So he had like tattoos on his eyes and face. He cut his hair. So he looked different. So I said, okay. They said where he was at. So we get there behind the alley of it's like a restaurant that sell gyros, gyros. We get there and the police there. My brother's laying there in the alley, just flat out, body just dead. Like he's there dead. Like he got murdered. He got murdered like 4 in the morning. What happened was, the crazy part is my own cousin set him up. So the guy that got killed in a drive-by, he started dating my cousin on purpose. They set him up. So my cousin drove him in the alley in the middle of the night, like 4 in the morning, and told him to wait in the car. While he was waiting in the car, 2 guys came in, dragged him out the car at 4 in the morning, killed him and left him in the alley. So my brother been laying in the alley since like, I think between 2 to 4 in the morning to like 7 when we got there. And we found him in the alley just laid out. And on top of that, to make it even crazier, there was like so many pictures of his dead body on the internet. Because he was laying there from like 2 to 4 in the morning to like 7. People had time to take pictures of his body and he was just laying there like lifeless. And on top of that, fast forward, the beef wasn't still over. Like people still wanted to retaliate and stuff like that. So what happened was, fast forward to September 10th, 2018, I got, like I said, I'm the oldest. My younger brother's dead now. So what happened was, I got a middle brother. He was living with my mom. My house is around the corner from my mom. So what happened was, they at home chilling. All of a sudden, he called me like, they killed my mom. Drive-by shooting, guys drive by, shot my mom's house up. My mom is in the house on the phone. My mom gets shots right in the face, in the nose. She get shot right in the face, in the nose. He called me like, they killed my mom. Okay. I shoot there. I beat the police there. I walk in the house and my mom is on the floor, lifeless. Like she's not too many details, but she was like bleeding out the eyes and everything like that, bleeding out the eyes. So like, and that's September 10th. So May 31st, September 10th, my mom killed from the same people, you know what I mean? They still want to hurt my brother, even though he's dead. They still trying to they still trying to hurt, us, And not even make matters on top of that, I remember this like yesterday. My mom died September 10th. September 11th, I went back to the house, and I had to me and my wife had to clean my mom's brains off her stove and her in the fridge and stuff because when she was standing, she was standing in the kitchen. He got shot in the nose. I had to clean it up. And that's not even the crazy part about it. So me and my grandmother was close, like real close. She was like, because I'm going crazy at the time, I'm honestly battling. I'm trying to battle because I got kids. I'm battling. Like this is a SIP motivation kid, but I'm trying to battle being in the streets and not going to jail and being there for my kids. You know what I mean? Like, do I go back and retaliate or I'll be there for my kids? So I'm battling that because, I don't want my kids to not have a dad. Talking to my grandma about it. And my brother, after my mom died, my middle brother moved with me because he didn't want to stay in the house. He didn't feel safe. Same kind of moment I remember. He runs up, because my house got to finish. He living downstairs. He runs upstairs screaming, grandma dead, grandma dead. My grandmother died in her sleep. She died in her sleep. So that's in November. So like the first week of November. So 2018, that's all in a row, man. That all happened.
Wow, man.
Yeah,
Um,
man. And if and it sound and I know sometimes it sounds like it's fake, but my mom name was Diane Martin. So if you Google Diane Martin, Waterloo, Iowa, Diane Martin, you can see they still have the case on the news. It reached Fox and everything. So then the information is on the internet. It's out there, man.
my deepest sympathies, first of all, for
Thank you.
all of that loss. You can't help but get emotional hearing all of that,
Yeah, man.
seeing things firsthand.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what it's like to process that and to hold that inside of yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Because you do, for a certain amount of time, those
Yeah.
traumatic events can become your persona. You can become a victim of your life. You can
Yeah.
become someone that is the label of, I went through these things.
Yeah.
And I looked through your content and I don't feel that that's the message. I don't
Yeah.
feel that it's a story of a traumatic experience. What it appears to be is a lot more leaving and understanding life and moving forward in a positive manner. Can you, or you know what? I'm going to let Gary kind of comment on what you just talked about
It's gonna be
before
hard for
we
me to
even
talk.
go
And
any further.
it's like my worst nightmare growing up. How I did like that something would happen to my mom for like shit that I did and the street shit that I was in, and like that was
Mhm.
to this day I'm 43 years old. And I ain't been doing that kind of
Yeah,
shit in
man.
a long time, and I feel like somebody gonna get her. Like just
Yeah, man.
because of what I did. Like I have nightmares about that shit
Yeah.
all the time. You know, I grew up doing some shit. You
Oh,
know,
yeah,
and
man.
in that kind of environment, that was like my biggest fear is always that exactly what happened. You know, and
Yeah.
I don't know. You're so much stronger than me. I would.
It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, man. Like I said, there's so many things I had to battle. Like being the oldest son, and then you got people in your ear. Like you can get like being the oldest people. Like like I said, I had to battle myself. It was times like I'll be honest, man. I was locked and loaded in that car. You know what I mean? Like ready at the middle of the night, and it's like part of me like you got your kid. So I turned it to someone else for a long time. You know what I mean? Because being the oldest, you look like you got to protect and set the tone.
That's that toxic masculinity and
Yeah,
pride that's
yeah.
bred into us from day one,
Yeah,
that says, we've talked about this, when I've fought a lot of fights that weren't mine.
yeah,
And in fact, I could honestly say that probably 99% of my fights in life weren't something that I felt like I should be raising my hands for,
mhm,
but should be helping someone through it.
yeah.
It's so hard as a man in
But it
society to have to face toxic masculinity in order to care for your family,
yeah,
and then live with some kind of bizarre ass shame that's not deserved simply because you care for your children.
mhm, yeah,
That's bullshit.
yeah,
And I'm super impressed.
Yeah, it's hard to separate that out in the moment, though. You know, like that's a lot of thought that goes into those statements. But in the moment, like
yeah,
I couldn't think that way.
yeah.
I wouldn't have been strong enough. I mean, I know exactly what I would have
Oh,
done. I
man.
would have thrown
Yeah,
everything away. You know, and you're much stronger than me because
Yeah.
there would I just would not have been able to
yeah,
control any bit of my emotions and just I only know shit. There's only one way that we're
yeah,
taught to react to that type of situation, and it's just not. There's no rational thought that would
yeah.
have went into it. I don't have
That's
kids
a
though,
huge
so like maybe it would
counterbalance.
have been different.
Yeah, that's
You
what,
know?
and that's what I think saved my life.
Yeah.
Because the reason I didn't, I think, like, because like I said, I battle it. Like, I was actually getting up and, like, I'm about to, no, I ain't letting this go by. I ain't letting this slide. My kids, what would make them so powerful, I think, was just, I thought about, okay, let's say I do it and don't get away with it. I go to jail for murder and life and prison. Now, all I thought about is, like, now they can kill my kids because I'm not there to protect them. That's what bothered me so much. I'm like, if I go to jail for murder and get caught, now my kids is in the same position. Like now, who's gonna protect my wife and kids? You know what I mean?
Mm.
So that's all I
You
thought
can't
about. That's what made me think like I gotta protect them. You know what I mean? So that's what I thought about.
you
The
can't get
fear-
away with that either. They know exactly who to go look for if that happened. I mean,
yeah, and I wasn't stupid either. Like I live
Clearly.
by this. Yeah, and I live by this example. I shouldn't even promote it, but it's like like people always telling us, so like, don't be a suspect. I think they were expecting that. You know what I mean?
Of
Like they know,
course.
yeah, like don't be a suspect. Like don't post, don't do none of that. I was a smart guy. Like I call it dangerous. When you're dangerous when you think out stuff, you know what I mean? Like I wasn't posting, I wasn't leaving no trails or nothing on.
I
So
read
I wasn't.
once, yeah, I read once, sorry, that the best method to appear powerful is to stay away.
Yeah,
And that's because you are whatever they make of you in their mind at that point. And it will
yeah.
always be something bigger than who you are. And there's no need to be there any longer. I do want to ask a question or kind of segue into something here.
Okay.
You mentioned your child and your wife,
Hmm.
and you're going through the loss of 3 loved ones under traumatic circumstances. You said you have a child with a disability.
Hmm.
I want to hear about the strength in a family to live through something like this. What's that family unit look like to get you to the other side sitting here talking about it the way you are and advocating for other people? That's a story that I believe people should hear.
I think what it is, like, I got 3 biological daughters and I got 2 stepboys. So I got 5 and a wife. So my house is
It's
very
beautiful.
yeah, it's turned up and it's beautiful. Yeah. But I think what it is like you are reminded every day why you didn't make the choice you did. It's like with my kids, like my 4-year-old and having 3 daughters, like for instance, like something simple as like waking up and like they might say, I love you, daddy, out of nowhere, hug me. Man, I'm
Mm.
like, I look at it like they were like the universe and God is reminding me, like, so you didn't do that. Because if I would have did that and got caught and been somewhere, you know what I mean? I wouldn't be here. So the support from them unwilling, doing it, they didn't purposely like, don't worry about that. They didn't understand, like, it's okay, don't worry about that. They like say, I love you, hug me all day. Wanted to be around me is kind of like a sign from God and the angels, like, you're okay. You know what I mean? So that's what helped me get through it. I look at them like that. So every hug and kiss, like random kisses and random hugs, I
Those
look
are
at
the
that as
best, right? My niece did that the other
yeah,
day when she was here. Ran up, gave me a big old kiss on the cheek, and I was like, dude, nothing better.
yeah. I look at the random love and kisses as I look at other signs as like angels, like, yeah, you should. I'm glad you didn't make the decision you was going to make. And with my wife too, just being there, and just talking about it too. I think a lot of people have the misconception of what talking, like crying, like you ever
Mm.
cry and you feel better after. I think crying and just talking about it because a lot of people don't get to talk about it. They don't want to talk about it. I have a wife, so she'll let me talk my ear off. I even talk to my kids about it because to be honest with them,
Mm.
because of their grandma. But after talking to them and they're getting reminders from my kids, boys too, just they just being there for me. That's what made me get through it.
That sounds like you surrounded yourself with love
Yeah,
and made that the lighthouse to lead your way.
yeah,
That's fucking amazing. It's amazing that you were able to draw upon those familial bonds to get you through such a trying time. Gary, you want to weigh in on that?
Yeah, I'm just motivated just by talking to you for 10 minutes just to be better of a person.
but yeah,
I mean, so much shit I let bother me and hold me back from things and from helping people and God knows what. And, for you to do what you're doing and rally around your family and be out there trying to help people after all this. I mean, it's much less has turned people into terrible human beings.
oh,
And you
yeah,
went the opposite way and it just got better and did better. And, not to change the subject at all. I just want to hear all of the stuff that you got going on and know if there's any way I can
Absolutely.
support it or
uh,
help or anything. Cause I know you got 10 different things that, and by all means talk about this subject as long as you want, but
okay.
I'm just motivated to hear what you got going on because I know it's a lot of stuff.
Oh no, like I said, you want to mean like what's going on as far as career wise or more of this stuff or
Just everything. I
it's
know
up to you.
you've kind of transitioned all of this into your career and been able to speak and teach and how did that all start as I guess turning all this pain and everything and what got you going on taking this to the next level and not only talking to your wife and your kids but to other people and sharing your story.
I think what helped me too is a lot is I actually like instead of like turning into I love to work out too. So I tell people working out saved me too because a lot of chemicals and stuff that's released is the same chemicals you use when you do drugs. Like I drink
Mhm.
whiskey, don't get me wrong. I like to drink and turn up, but
That's
I
been
like
a
to drink and
topic
turn up.
lately.
Yeah, but like I think working out and just using like working out and stuff saved me too. But I think what it was, I didn't want to be a victim to that stuff, man. That's what I told myself because somewhere on the other side, they probably watching, like seeing if people like whatever happened did that to my mom, and they're waiting for me to be a victim. They want me to be somewhere sad. They want me to be posting. I don't give people the satisfaction of like getting into, and to give them the satisfaction of like being like, oh, he's sad, yay, we did. You know what I mean? Like them being happy because I'm
That's their
sad.
mental illness. That's their
Yeah,
mental illness. No matter what they say, if you treated them like they were in a straitjacket on the corner screaming, it makes a
yeah,
lot more sense then. You're like, fuck,
yeah,
why would I let that bother me? Why would that fall on my ears? Why would a single insult word or any of those things become my reality? It's the same exact thing. Let them be there. Let
yeah.
them scream. It's not mine.
Yeah, and I personally feel like this chose me because even like besides that, even before that stuff happened, like I don't know if I got like this energy or something, but like every time I meet people, they just open up to me. Like I'll work out and just like I can meet people at the gym. It's like, yeah, I just met someone that, like last week and came up to me like, yeah, man, I see you all the time. Nice to meet you. And it's like, can I talk to you? I just got like my wife is cheating on me. I'm like, I just saw you like 2 times in the gym. Like, so I don't know what it is about me. People always, I could tell you like I know so much about people's lives that I don't even know their names. So I think this might be part of it too. Maybe it's like a gift that I had from the beginning, and this was just like the cherry on the top. But yeah, I just had some type of oral that I got. I guess people just open up to me about everything. So
Trauma
that could
builds
be part.
empathy. People
Yeah, and
know, they feel safe with you.
it was before that. Like people just like open up to me. I'm like, I don't know why people just tell me their business.
So you're a
I might
good
start a
dude.
shade.
Yeah.
I might start a shade room or something.
Start a what room?
A shade room or TMZ.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't
So I
even know
can
what the
tell.
hell that is. I'm so unplugged from life. I was like, man, is this some like 50 Shades of Grey shit? What's
No,
about
man,
to
it's not
happen here?
no. Jerry, you know what it
Yeah,
is. Though.
he's got a black friend in Chicago that he needs to check in with on certain things. So um,
We do this. I do calls where I'll call him up and we hold like racist court or something like that. I'll call up my buddy Dre and I'll be like, okay, so I need you to explain this to me. And I'll ask him. He'll give me like the implicit bias behind something. We veil it in a joke. However, it's because I want to learn about it. I want to know what this means. I want to know what somebody told me I should believe,
you should
Yeah.
see it.
as opposed to
You
what's
got to see the
reality.
pictures of him at the bachelor party on the south side of Chicago.
It was the way I have to tell you, man, that was the greatest experience of my fucking life.
One of only 2 white guys there.
Oh, the only one ever.
I looked like a documentarian. It was not good. It was amazing.
And that's funny because my nickname is Dre too. So
Oh, that's funny. I believe it.
yeah, because Deandre, my nickname's Dre, so people call me Dre.
Figures, man. I end up being friends with everybody named Dre.
Like, you got two-
Doctor,
you got-
doctor, you out there? I got one more Dre to hang out with. Where's Dr. Dre?
It'd be easy to remember me. Now you'd be like, not my friend Dre, the other Dre, like the other black Dre. So you don't
Oh
remember
yeah,
me
I'm gonna
now.
say that out loud. Let's see how that works out for me. I can see, the other.
I have
black
two
Dre.
friends that are black. They're both named Dre.
Oh my god, dude! Can I sound any whiter or making shit up at that point?
One even makes headphones.
One minute.
The other one's got this white guy rapper that hangs out with him.
Oh man.
That's funny.
Oh my god, dude. See, but this is what it's all about. It's about,
Yeah.
breaking down those walls and having these conversations with candor and humor. Because we can't sit in the pain. Because that's
No, you're fine.
it's actually sitting. That's the
Actually,
it's
no.
literally sitting. Like you have a
Yeah.
choice. Would you stand in crap or would you step out of crap? It's that simple. Like
Yeah.
people don't realize that the reality that you live in is the one that you choose.
Yeah, you choose. Yeah.
Your
I
anger,
definitely-
your anxiety, your depression, all those things. Now, I'm not saying they're not real. They don't break people down like a shotgun. However,
Yeah.
they're still a choice.
Yeah.
They're a program
That's my-
choice.
And that's my whole mentality of like spreading the word. Because I feel like so many people feel like if they lose a job or lose a girlfriend, they feel like it's the end of the world. I want to be that person like people look at like, if he beat that, I can beat that, I don't want everybody to look like 'Cause a lot of people like look at their situations the worst, you know. It could be something simple as, like I said, losing a job or girlfriend. It look like it's a choice, like, oh man, life sucks now. I lost my job. And you know what I mean? I'm not saying it's not real, but I want to be the person that look at it like, man, this ain't nothing. Sip went through way more. I'm about to get up and get me another job. You know what I mean? I want to be something like that. I'm not saying my stuff is more important and worse than theirs.
Lead by example.
Yeah, I want them to be like, hey man, I'm gonna get up and go. I'll be all right, man, you know. So that's my whole thing. Just
I tell people when they're going through trials and tribulations that they need to sit down and take stock in themselves, and that you're not going to be any good to anybody else unless you work on yourself immediately. And if you want to give people something to look up to, become that beacon in the moment, stand still, and the people will come find you and you'll get out of the situation. You're not going to get it by swinging. You're not going to get it by spinning around like a windmill or yelling or anything like that. You sit down, because there's only one permanent thing in this world, and that's fucking change. Nothing remains the same. You will not sit in the same situation. It's fucking impossible.
Yeah. And that's why quarantine was so possible, because people had to do that. Like people was forced to get them love themselves. You know what I mean?
It made and broke relationships the way they should have been. The one
you notice,
yeah, go ahead.
Notice I didn't mean to cut you off, but you notice how since the quarantine, how many woke people there are now, because I was forced to sit in the house and like I gotta love themselves. You know what I mean?
And it takes time. It takes time to break through it. We were talking about how like the more that you have solitude and can take stock in yourself, not thinking about what's not there, but thinking about what's there. That's when you start to realize and understand and grow from your experiences. You start to untangle those misconceptions about what is reality. And I think that people got to see that we're simply on a merry-go-round with no destination, and that we kept repeating the same life over and over and over again with no high score. Nobody wins. There is no winner in this entire endeavor. No matter how much you pile up, you might think you won, but all you did was waste time collecting material things. Because if you walked around your house with a calculator and didn't measure it by cost or price, and measured it by hours, minutes, days, and years, it gets real fucking depressing. It gets real depressing because you donated all your fucking time to some ridiculous thing that has zero weight on your happiness. Unless it's something that you use as your creative, hobby, or it is something that means something to you. Outside of that, if you're trying to replace happiness with it, you're fucked.
Just the cycle. It's hard to get out of that cycle. Monday through Friday, then Saturday you do the same shit. Sunday, oh shit, I got to worry about Monday again. Boom, all of a sudden a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years goes by. And at the end of the night, maybe 2 hours of TV to try to turn your brain off so you don't think about that job you hate. And then all of a sudden it's 6, 7, 8, 10 years are gone. And it might not have been miserable, but it wasn't good either. It was just, you were just existing.
That 2 hours, that 2 hours is something that we never talk about. We talk about what we saw during that 2 hours, but we waste that 2 hours in a manner that we don't realize. We have two choices in that moment. We can either A, take it for ourselves internally, or B, which we've chosen to do as a society, is to donate that time to somebody else's mindful moment. But we don't know what it is that they created. And everything that we consume in that moment becomes part of us. So if you do need to unplug, because everybody needs to unplug, make damn sure that whatever mindful moment you've decided to consume from another human is going to better you or give you an escape that's worthwhile.
You're right, man. You're definitely right. People just need to take the time and invest in yourself. Like I said, like just get to know yourself. If you get to know yourself, you'll be a cooler, person. If you get to know yourself, everything else won't bother you. I think a lot of people spend time, like I said, watching TV excuses, like, because people come up to me all the time, like, and I don't know it's because of what I do. They come up to me all the time, like, they come up to me all the time highlighting themselves, and then they say, like, well, I want to do this, but I don't have the time. And I just tell them, like, stuff like that. You don't watch Netflix for 2 hours. You could have been reading a book or
Yeah.
making a YouTube video or hooping in the gym. Or if you go to school, you want to go to college, you could have been filling out an application. So it's just,
A whole new track done.
yeah, you could have a whole new track could have been, yeah, you could have been fighting somebody and could have been sparring. Like you could have been doing all that. But let's say, so people excuses and stuff. So you're right, though. People just got to learn this to, yeah, take away the excuses and use that time wisely and just, you know what I mean?
As narcissistic as it sounds, you should be your best friend.
You should be. And people look at it like it's weird. It's not weird because you basically teach yourself not to give a, like not to care about other people and try not to fit in. If you don't try to fit in, then people will try to, like, you know, people will follow you for not trying to fit in. You know what I mean?
Here's a little
And that's what's wrong.
factoid for you. If you don't love yourself, why the fuck do you expect somebody
Yeah.
else to?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Like Nipsey said, never let a hard time humble us. Like, I'm not humble.
Yeah,
I'm the
man.
shit. And if
Yeah.
you don't think I'm the shit, then go
Yeah.
fuck with somebody else. Because I spend a lot of time
Yeah,
trying to be
man.
good and good at things and learn and better myself. And I put a lot of effort into being the shit. And maybe that's arrogant,
Yeah.
but and there's somebody better at
No, that's
everything
not
than me.
arrogant, man.
Yeah, they are. Someone's better at making music than me. Somebody's a better rapper than me. Somebody's a
That's
better artist
why
than
it's
me.
not arrogant.
But
Yeah.
I'm not gonna stop doing what I do because of that.
Yeah.
I'm better than 99.9% of the people that don't do shit. I guarantee you that much. You know, like
But you're
Always
supposed to
better than
feel
the one with his ass on the
yeah,
couch.
Yeah.
you know, I'm gonna
Well, you're supposed to feel like
yeah.
that. You know how stupid I think you'll look if you constantly say people are better than you? Like, you know what I mean? Like you're
That's a
supposed to feel like
simp, right? That's just a
Yeah.
simp. That's like a global simp.
Yeah, like you're not supposed to be like, hey, he's better than me. You're not supposed to do it. You're supposed to be like you the shit. Cause I do. I'm not gonna like I'm humble, but like it's sometimes my ego will come out. Like, you know what I mean? I walk in places like, you know what I mean? Like I gotta put the ego to the side sometimes, but I'm the shit, like you said, I get that I'm some shit moments all the time, and you know what I mean? And it comes in handy.
Because you walk in with all that work behind you that you did and all that time and energy that you put into it,
Yeah.
you know, like if you go into a fight and you trained every day and you got up early and did that road work and you walk in there, you're gonna be confident you're gonna fuck that dude up. If you walk in there knowing you took all the days off, you cheated on your diet, you didn't run, and your cardio shit, you're gonna get your ass kicked and you know it before you even walk in there. You know, if I walk
And you know
Yeah.
it. That's the key part.
you might get lucky.
You know it. You can't lie to
Yeah.
yourself.
You ain't gonna pass that test if you didn't study, you know, but you walk in with confidence and studied and did everything you're supposed to do, you're probably gonna pass.
Yeah. And it shows too, because like without the confidence, you talk yourself into losing. You don't know like I said, if you walk into a fight saying,
Hell no.
I'm probably gonna lose today, you're going to get your ass whooped. You know what I mean? Like
I'm not walking in there. Like, I have no business in that cage.
yeah, you have to feel like you have to feel like you the shit. Cause like you said, even in a job interview or anything, if you walk in there with no confidence, they're gonna be like, hey, you know what? You know what I mean? So you have
It's a
to feel like
confidence test. It's not a fucking interview.
I've hired people that I knew didn't know shit, but they were confident. And I knew, and there's people
Yeah.
that probably knew everything that other guy didn't know, but he didn't have confidence in himself. Why am I going to have confidence in that person? You know?
You know,
Yeah.
Vince Murdoch, when he was on, said something that really stuck with me about training and getting ready. I think it was Vince. When he explained that a fighter will have their own specific extra thing that they do that prepares them to fight. It'll be something, it could be the most minuscule thing, like I hula hoop because it helps me move my hips better than somebody else. Or, you know, I get up in the morning and I don't shadow box like everybody else. I get up and I shadow box to the left. That makes me better, you know, or whatever it is. I don't know shit about that.
Yeah.
But the way he described it meant that, you know, you had confidence in yourself because you were different, not because
Yeah.
you were the same. And that really resonated with me.
Yeah. It's,
Gary, what was yours? What was your like secret extra thing when you was fighting?
shit. I was very young and I didn't have that extra thing when I was fighting. You know, I was never a competitive fighter, but I have interviewed 10,000 fighters at least in my day in 20 years of working with UFC and everything. And more times than not, I could tell you from the interviewing both people who's going to win the fight, you know, and sometimes people just way better. I mean, if I'm going to go fight Anderson Silva, it don't matter if he didn't train for 19 years and I've been training 10 hours a day, I'm gonna get my shit kicked out of me. You know, it's like there's extremes, but if everything else being even, guy that did all the right things, guy that's confident, guy that's prepared is probably gonna win or have a much better chance. And you see it all the time. You know, I think Marvin Hagler always had a quote. It was, "It's hard to get up." I think it's hard to get up and run at 5 a.m. when you're sleeping in silk pajamas, I think is basically the quote. And that's why all the champions fall, you know.
Silk pajamas, too slippery.
But you know, it's you know, when you're rich and you're not hungry, it's hard to get up and you're in Detroit at 4:30 in the morning and go run, you know. But that person that's
Yeah.
broke, that's your challenger, they're up at 3:30.
Bro, you got to change your real estate
You know,
location.
but
Running at 4:30 in Detroit.
you know, that's
Yeah.
that's
Definitely.
that's why the McGregors and the only one that never fell when he got rich was Floyd, because that motherfucker's got the biggest ego on the planet, and he was not going to lose ever because that ego kept him up at 4 a.m. That ego kept him training harder than everybody every single time. No matter how many Bugattis he had and how many hundreds of millions of dollars he had, that dude, I would see him running past my house at 4:30 in the morning, you know, with 2 Bentleys chasing behind him and, you know, a fucking, you know, a Sprinter van full of reporters in front of him and, you know, millions of dollars flying out the damn window practically. And that dude's up there early.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I bet if you asked him if he cared about money, he'd say no. He would
Yeah.
say, who gives a fuck? That's why
Yeah.
money's not his problem. Money's your
Yeah.
problem when you make it your problem.
Yeah. I believe in law of attraction. Like the more you focus on something, like
Can't
I
not.
believe I look at it like I compare it to a relationship. So let's say money is a woman or a man that somebody wants. If you get clingy too fast, what happened? Hey,
Ooh.
you too clingy. I'm gonna ghost you. You get money. I look at it like a woman to me. Like, hey, you treat me nice, I'll get you more. If you get clingy, like I need money, I need you, I need you. I keep texting money, I need you, I want you. That money's gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna back off because you want me too much. You being a little too clingy. You being weird. But if I be like, hey, I want you, and then kind of like spit some game and flirt with money, I give him the universe like give him that money because he's not showing that he's lacking it. He's showing, you know, he's grateful for what he got, showing gratitude for what he got. So he's gonna get some more of it. So that's how I look at it, like flirting with a clingy man or woman. You know what I mean?
Money's the
Be
motivation.
yourself.
There's never be enough either.
Yeah.
If all you care about is the money,
Yeah,
you're
definitely.
gonna look at the next man that's got more money than you, and you're gonna get the Bentley. Now you
Yeah.
got to get the Maybach. Now you got to get this, and
Good luck chasing
and
that
you're just
shit.
gonna be chasing it forever.
No,
People that say they're chasing the bag, they're never happy. That's a bunch of broke
no.
people on the internet that's got a couple of dollars and they got a Louis bag with less money in the bank account than that purse called, or they, you know, they got 6 Gucci belts in an apartment that they don't own. You know, people that chase
Yeah.
the bag and talk about chasing the bag, they don't got shit. You know, they got
Yeah.
stunt for the gram.
I never knew what that meant. Chasing the
Yeah.
bag. I had no idea what that meant.
One thing I learned being in my profession is like, or even just having friends, I learned that it's okay to be flashy, but like I learned that people with the most money, like
You don't
not to be
notice.
funny, they look like shit. I got some friends that got like Teslas, they bought cash, but the guy wear like some, you know, he wear like a Nike shirt with he wear basketball shirts all the time. You know what I mean? Like he don't got one watch on, you know what I mean? Like that's one thing I learned from just being in this industry and meeting people. I go to people's houses, like I just went to a friend's house. I'm like, well, you never talk about your crib. Like, and you see him, he's like so nonchalant about it. Yeah, you know. Yeah, so like people with the money actually, or like Bill Gates and stuff, them guys wear joggers. You know, you see Jeff Bezos or whatever, like you see them guys on TV wearing suits and stuff, but like maybe like Bill Gates wearing a polo. You know what I mean? Like
Most expensive lie in the business industry is that you got to
Yeah.
fucking look like something to be something.
Nah. You see
Yeah.
Dana White wearing joggers every day. He's never worn jewelry once in his life. Doesn't have a watch. Doesn't have a chain. He wears sneakers and a T-shirt that's probably free and the exact same sweatpants I wear every day. Nike Tech joggers, and that dude's got more money than God. And there are all these other people around him trying to get the big, humble, you know, $180,000 watch and you know, gold chain, and their neck's starting to turn green, and they got all this shit, and you know, and here's this dude in sweatpants, like, okay, cool, you know, like, chilling,
Yeah.
you know, like, and
I chase that shit.
I do it too, you know.
I will wholeheartedly admit it.
I buy shit that I shouldn't.
But that's
I-
the thing, don't get it messed up. Money is important though, like because I got 5 kids and a wife. You can't tell me I don't need money, but it's just one of the things. Like I said, like it shouldn't be like the one thing that you try to like priority over everything. You know what I mean?
It's
I
the
think one is-
simplicity. The way
Yeah,
that
you know
you
what I-
spoke about it earlier is the most important way to address it. And you said a word, gratitude. There's a Japanese billionaire, I can't remember his name, or businessman. He had a philosophy that anytime he used his money, he would thank it. He would say, arigato money, you know, and he would thank his money anytime that he spent it. And he felt that that was the backbone to getting more money, was that he would thank it anytime he had to use it, and that it would always come back to him. And I mean, to a certain degree, there's a lot of truth in that. Whether or not it creates more money, at least it shows gratitude in the moment. And even if you're not that grateful, especially if it's like the plumber or some shit, you don't want to say arigato money to the fucking guy that, well, if he cleaned up the shit. But
You better thank the plumber.
yeah, you got to thank the plumber. I'm sorry. You're not thanking the money, though, in that situation. You're thanking the plumber. You're just pissed at the money.
Anytime
You're like, that's it? This is all I get?
Anytime I've tried to get money, it has not worked. Whether it's crypto or you name it, when I'm like, I'm gonna go try to get money, it never fucking works. All the shit that I do, that I love to do, whether it's documentaries or television or music or whatever the case may be, I work really hard and I get paid really well for that. When I just try to go get money, never works. I lose money every single time. Try to get
And that's my philosophy about flirting with it. You know, like you was clingy, like I'm trying to win. Like, going to the casino, you like, I want to win so bad, or like you trying to invest it. But when you was doing the documentaries and stuff, and you got money, you spitting that game, like, hey, baby, you know what I mean? Like the money is whatever, like like, hey, like you was in and out with it instead of being like, I need my money right now. You know, not the clinginess. That's how I look at like a relationship, being clingy. You make somebody
the
right away.
window right there is a casino. I could see it right there. Humongous, $1 billion building. Nobody's winning in that place. You know, the guy that spent years to build that place is winning, but everybody that's trying to get rich quick there, they're not winning.
Selling that dream.
Yeah.
The dream that won't make you happy. You hand somebody $1 million at the casino. You hand a poor person $1 million, 99% of the time, it's going to fuck them up.
Yeah, they don't pay taxes.
Like 10 ways from anything. Yeah. It would have, if you'd have handed my family $1 million, we were fucking, no, it would have been fucking plasma TVs, stupid cars, fucking crab legs, shrimp, and a empty bank account 3 months
If
later.
I won $1 million today, I'd still fuck it off, every bit of it. Guaranteed. It's in me. Every cent
I'll
of
probably go. There's nothing wrong with that though, man.
it. Every bit of it.
And it's one of the things you learn too, you know? Like if you get $1 million to go broke again, you might get used to like, what can I do not to be broke again? Now you learn like, okay, I'm gonna get another $1 million, but I ain't about to do this no more because I don't, you know what I mean? So it's just a learning curve too, you know?
Or you just find a different place to spend it.
Yeah. I got 5 kids.
My kids would be different, but I don't got kids. I would buy dumb shit with every bit of that. I would tell myself I wouldn't, but
you got a nice sneaker collection back there.
I do.
Oh, tell them about your sneaker collection, man. I don't think we've talked about it too much.
And I like studio too, so I like the studio too.
The sneakers, like
that's the studio that he's in.
I think I'm probably even for my life with sneakers or close because I've made enough. You know, I was kind of like the weed dealer that would always sell enough just to smoke for free. I would always sell enough shoes just to have shoes for free. So I'd buy 2, flip 1 for double, so then I could keep a pair. And so for the most of my 20 years of really doing this, I think like it's pretty even itself out. What I had to start doing is not buying my own size when I wanted to, you know, investment sneakers. I had to buy like grown-up sizes, like, you know, size 11 or 12. Yeah, because if I bought the kid sizes like I wear, shit, I would wear them every time. So I had to start buying 10, 11, 12, you know, grown people have money, and then flip those and then buy my size. But
that's a cool hustle.
That's cool. And Jay, your studio is nice too, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's
very
really
grateful.
Nice. Very nice.
Well, if you're in Florida at any point around the Tampa area, you're always welcome in studio, man. We'll also be doing some stuff out in Vegas too. So we're always open door policy.
Yeah, anytime you're out here.
I definitely want to come back, man. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely come back. I think in the next appearance, I want to do in person. Like, you know what I mean? I want to have
absolutely, man.
Have a glass of whiskey.
We were just talking about doing a good long run of interviews here in studio just the other day. About doing another set.
I like a good glass of whiskey too, or a bad glass.
We had
whiskey.
You know who Artem Lobov is? Artem Lobov, bare knuckle boxer. He's friends with Conor McGregor. We had him on 2 weeks ago, and he was telling us all about the Proper 12 deal that he helped broker for Conor. That was for Proper 12 whiskey, Conor McGregor's whiskey.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's one of my goals, man. Because I drink whiskey. I would love like that. It's on my like vision board to have my own whiskey. Not because I like whiskey, so I'm like, why not have my own whiskey? You know what I mean? Like, I want some whiskey, man.
Yeah.
Gary told me he's working on getting us a strain. I smoke weed, so starts with a W. It's close enough.
No, ain't nothing wrong with smoking, man. I'm more of a drinker, man. Like, trust me, I'm around my family.
I ain't never done anything smart drinking.
Oh yeah, that's the problem people have. Like, I'd rather smoke because I'm a drinker, man. Like, I like to drink. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it probably doesn't make you an ass. That's why you like to drink.
No, I don't make me. No, I don't make. No, I'm not an ass.
Exactly.
I'm a fine drinker. You know what I mean? I like to talk and just chill. You know what I mean?
I'm fun until I'm just fucking shit faced. I don't know how to stop.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to do though. Like, once you get a buzz and you think you're keeping the buzz going, you're like, let me take some.
Yeah.
I don't like
Or
the
sit-
day after either.
Then all of a sudden it's like, where's my
Oh.
pants? I knew I was
Yeah.
wearing pants when I left the house. I'm absolutely sure that I have pants on this morning.
Yep.
Yeah,
Where's
man.
my pants is the bad end of whiskey.
Yeah, I'm
drinking.
like, I definitely had pants on. I'm sure of it at some point today.
Well, I noticed the older I get, the harder hangovers are. So, like, it takes me 2 days to recover now. It used to be
Well, I
one
get a
day.
hangover from fatty foods now,
Yeah.
let alone a fucking
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, if I
like what did I eat yesterday?
ate that tiramisu and they put a little extra of that whatever frangelica or shit in there, I'm like hungover from that. Yeah, but every now and then. That's why the good whiskey you sip on it. The shitty stuff you want to put Coke or whatever in it and then waters it down and then you can drink it too fast. The good stuff you sip
I
it
don't
slow.
understand it.
You can
Understand? You know what I mean?
No, alcohol tastes like shit. I firmly
does.
believe that all of it, every single bit of it, unless it's like some fruity something or other that's made to taste like a Slurpee, it all tastes like
yeah,
shit. I don't care what
it's
anybody says.
acquired.
They're lying. They're like, oh, beer tastes good. My
some beer
fucking
tastes
ass.
good.
No.
It tastes like
I don't-
somebody boiled wheat.
Yeah, boiled wheat's good, in the right circumstances.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
If you get a good
It's an
whiskey and you
acquired
could like
taste. No, you're just fighting through it for the fucking buzz.
yeah, sometimes. But when
Yeah.
you start appreciating and you taste all the different flavors and the work that and the craftsmanship that goes into it, it's a little different. It's still not as good
No,
as
no.
lemonade.
If it tastes like shit the first time, it tastes like shit the last time. You can't
Yeah.
make something stop tasting.
I like the way
shit.
coffee tastes for sure now, but when I was 8 years old and I drank it for the first time, I spit it out all over the kitchen.
I can see that.
I love coffee too. Yeah, I'm drinking some now. So.
Yeah, right here, man. I got a heated
Like-
coffee cup. That was the coolest gift I ever got.
You go
This
There
thing
you go.
you go to
keeps
Brazil
my
or
coffee warm.
somewhere.
I hate cold coffee.
Yeah, cold coffee's gross, and I agree with you there. Like
You gotta be like communist or something.
it's 120 degrees out right
no,
now, and I still would
cold
rather have it hot.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I drink hot coffee when it's.
My wife drinks
hot.
cold coffee. I don't know. I
My
think
wife
that's
does,
like.
yeah, my wife does too. I don't know if it's so. I don't want to say
It
a
is.
woman.
I
thing,
want to
but my wife-
punch it. I feel like
Yeah,
it's old.
It's like Starbucks.
But see, I think
it's like a thing women do. Like we go to Starbucks. Guys drink coffee because we're tired because we work our ass off. Women like go do
Yeah.
Starbucks, so it's a thing.
do.
It's like
Yeah, I need the caffeine for a different
Yeah.
reason. To walk longer in the
Yeah,
ball,
yeah,
you know?
exactly.
to move through life.
Yeah. I need coffee to work more, you know. So
Guys
yeah.
drink coffee. They need 43 things: half calf, latte, double soy, 140 degrees with
130.
like caramel. What the hell?
Ah,
Yeah.
My
Oh,
wife
pinch-
orders, it's like a fucking novel. She's like, I'll have soy milk with a something or other with, I kid you not, dude. I open my fridge. She's going to kill me for saying this on whatever. I just
We all
talked
know
about
women.
anything. We open
Yeah.
the fridge and she's very healthy. She grew up like with a mom from a farm and all that stuff. I grew up with
Mhm.
canned food. Like it's just the way we had it as a kid. And there's some shit in my fridge right now that I opened up that should not exist.
Oh, man.
Banana milk.
That's probably good.
Banana. Yeah.
No. Bananas are
Ma-
gross, first of
I
all.
like bananas,
Oh,
so obviously you're not gonna
I
like
like-
them.
Okay.
Yeah,
It
like-
just looks disgusting, man. It's big
Yeah,
and
my
yellow
wife-
sitting in there.
My wife don't even go to Starbucks anymore. You know what she did? She bought all the Starbucks ingredient. You know they got Starbucks coffee and stuff
Yep.
at store. She bought everything to make her own cold coffee. So if you open my fridge, there's Starbucks coffee in the fridge, like so she can make her own cold coffee.
That's good. That probably saves like thousands of dollars.
Yeah, but it's still cold coffee.
Yeah.
It's cold coffee. You're so right,
No, you-
dude. Cold coffee just is like it's disappointment in a cup.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so like I can't like it's so satisfying when it's warm. When it's cold, it feels like a cup of failure. Like you didn't get there in time.
On any TV set, the new guy when they say, "Hey, I'm going to Starbucks. Anybody want anything?" You make that mistake one fucking time.
Dumbass.
One time. Oh yeah, and then all of a sudden, laundry list, 37
Can you take my debit card? What about
Oh,
mine?
yeah.
Try to use this cash.
37
Oh, no,
instructions
fuck off.
per one, and then somebody gets it and they're mad. Like nobody would have got that right. 0 chance. Do not be mad. Like if
Yeah.
you would have just got a coffee black with a little sugar, you would have been fine. But you had 97 things that needed to happen in order. They had to remember that, write it down, tell somebody that makes $5 an hour to do that, execute it for you, get it back. No chance. You can't be mad. And the people get so mad. Oh, I can't drink this. Yeah, it's your bad.
Yeah.
Like
Monkey's writing Shakespeare or whatever it is. That's your better chance of that shit.
I love watching it go down. I'm going to run to Starbucks. I'm like, oh, this is going to be fun. I just sit back and
If
watch.
you hand me that list, I'm coming back with the Dunkin' Donuts box of Joe for everybody. 2 of them. And that thing of like creamer and sugar that they give you with like the individual.
Oh, you like it cold?
Right on the table.
Oh, good. I brought a bag of ice too.
Work it out.
Perfect.
A bag of ice.
Stop by Chevron on the way.
Shit.
We're perfect. You're
like one of those 85-cent bags that somebody with dirty hands fill.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And you got to get the smallest cup you can find. So
like the thimble.
It don't match. Yeah, the thimble with the big bag of ice.
Man.
No, that little cup is so hard to navigate. It's almost like you have to do your sugar or creamer in stages. You get super bitter, then you drink it down a little bit, and then you add what you would normally put in there, and then you get like the regular amount that you normally get. You have to drink half down, because it's so small.
I just drink espresso. I drink double or triple shot depending on the day. It just goes down the hatch, and that's it.
You shit yourself.
The problem I have with my coffee is I add too much creamer, so sometimes it turns cold.
Do you use that stuff in the fridge? The like French vanilla or whatever the fuck it is. Okay, so I started using the almond one because I know for sure that I probably have like my blood is like butter. When I looked at the back of that thing and I read the serving size on it, I was like, oh shit. It's like a tablespoon.
It's a Big Mac with every cup.
And it's like 1,000 calories and cholesterol and all this shit in a tablespoon. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm pouring like half that jug in there and drinking 3 of these bottles.
Yeah. I go sweat it back out though. I go to the gym.
Sweat it out. Like,
I go sweat it out, yeah.
Look like a glazed donut.
Look like wet chocolate.
Wet chocolate. I would look like a glazed donut if I started like sweating fucking whatever that shit.
Like cinnamon rolls.
But you smell good.
Yeah,
man.
Oh man.
That's the new dating trend. Just rub some, Cinnabon behind the ears.
Yeah.
I bet.
There you go.
I'm gonna try it.
That.
I'm about to say you don't try.
Probably get bit by a dog
Frosting.
instead, but I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, disclaimer. We didn't tell you exactly what kind of person you would attract. Would you attract somebody? Yeah, disclaimer.
Yeah.
They might have 1 foot.
Yeah, I don't know.
Diabetic chasing you down.
A bunch of sports where you want them.
Oh, God, I'm going to hell for that. That's a bad one. I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, we
Probably
might have
for
that.
1 foot.
Cut that part out.
I'll probably be that way someday. All right, man. Hey,
All right.
before we close out, I want to thank you.
Thank you.
Coming on here and using such candor, being so open and sharing such a traumatic life experiences over such a short amount of time, but giving people a path to follow to navigate those difficult situations. I appreciate it that you're giving this to our listeners genuinely. And I appreciate you. You always have a seat here. You're part of the academy now.
I'll be
Very
back.
much
I'm coming in person. I'm coming to the studio, man.
Come to Tampa. You're welcome. Anytime. Plenty of room.
All right, man.
Plenty of room. Gary?
Shit, I started crying at the beginning of this thing, and I ended crying laughing.
I did.
So I mean, just like that. I mean, like that says it all right there. Like I was feeling bad about myself and being sick, and heard your story. And by the end of this, I'm like, my voice is gone from laughing so hard towards the end. You just, you have that effect on people, and I'm gonna follow. I'm gonna follow your career, and if I can help in any way, and like you said, come back anytime.
Awesome.
Vegas, Florida.
I'll be there.
Yep.
Love
And
it.
thank you guys too. I want to give you guys flowers, man, for a place where people can come talk about stuff like this and spread awareness. It's pretty cool, man. So you guys having this is definitely dope too. And meeting you guys, I'm gonna definitely after I get done telling my kids, I got to meet Jay and Gary up, used to beat up people, so I'm definitely gonna tell my kids and show. So it's definitely a dope project. I was excited to do it, man. And you guys keep spreading that positivity too, man. Just you guys keep sharing your story.
So
I didn't beat up that many people.
Means more
I got
than you
beat
know.
up a lot, but I tried hard.
I believe like nobody's business. Like, that's
good.
half the reason I was a piece of shit for so many years. I had to take the stank off my childhood. Angry. All right. I appreciate you, and remember, everybody, be cool and keep learning.